Hello everyone. So today I'm so excited to show you that Gasteria can be started from leaf cuttings. And yes, we know there's other ways to propagate them, such as dividing all of the little pups like this, or letting the plant go to flower and getting some seeds and starting them from seeds. But today I'm going to talk about starting Gasteria from leaf cuttings. And I found this out by accident. It was a happy accident. Somehow one of the leaves fell onto the ground and I didn't know it was there. There was a bunch of leaves and debris. It was a little moist in there. And who knows how long it was laying there, maybe for a couple months for all I know. And I picked it up and this is what I saw. I have this little tray where I start random cuttings, succulent cuttings. And this is what I saw and I picked it up. And it's been resting in here. I nuzzled it just the way it was nuzzled in the leaves, laid flat. And look at that little plant growing off of the end of it. Okay, so I was excited when I found it, and it's probably been resting in here in this little tray for maybe a few weeks or a month. So it's grown a tiny bit more. And let's take a peek at it. And look at that. Roots. So amazing, because I did not know this was possible. And what I'm going to do with this guy, this is a really beautiful variety, by the way it's textured, and it's got different colors, the greens, the reds. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and put this in some soil. This is just regular cactus or succulent soil. Better make this deep because these roots have gotten long. They're probably about 1.5 inches long. So I'm just going to rest it in there and gently cover up the roots and nest it in there like that. And I'm not going to water it probably for a week. So when I was repotting one of my other Gasteria, which is a really nice one that I love, let me show you that real quick. So I have this beautiful Gasteria. It's huge, and I repotted it into this gorgeous pot. And well, I shouldn't say it's huge, but it's a really good size. And what happened was I divided one plant off of it. It snapped a little too close with very few roots. So I just took a couple of the lower leaves, and those are the other ones that I have in the tray, just to take a chance to see if those could start too. And unfortunately, this one looks like it may, since I repotted it, maybe the soil was too moist. These tips are going bad, so I stopped watering it altogether. Hopefully it'll bounce back because it is looking sick. But the good news is I do have some leaves from this one. So I put those leaves, the small ones, and I just kind of nested them into this soil. This is basically just perlite and coco coir just mixed, probably half and half. And this is how I start a lot of my succulents. I just kind of throw random clippings in here and see what happens, if anything decides to take or not. And so let's take a look, because this one hasn't done anything yet. And this one hasn't done anything yet. And this one has done something. Look at this. I have 2 roots on this one. I'm so excited, and I'm going to go ahead and plant this one today also. And I'm going to plant it in the same manner where I'm going to lay it flat so it'll get a little bit of humidity here, and hopefully a little pup will come out of there. So what I think about the reason why these ones haven't taken off is because I didn't nest this end in deep enough. You know, I probably should have had it nested in here a little more so it can be a little moist. And both of these, when I checked them, they were just laying on top. So to speed things up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to soak them in water, because these are very well calloused over. So I don't think I need to worry about them rotting. So I'm just going to put them in water, and I would say it's about 1 inch of water, maybe a little less. And what I like to do is just draw a line so that as the water evaporates over time, I just keep bringing the water level up to the same level. So that's what I'm going to do with these 2 guys. Just going to stand them up and put them in a safe place. All right, and another way, let me just mention that these, when I broke them off of the plant, I got the entire leaf all the way down to the base. I did not cut it. I just tore it from the bottom of the base. So I think these have a really good chance of starting the way that I started it in the dirt. Now, the other thing I'm going to try, I just had a friend give me a leaf from her amazing Gasteria. This thing is huge, even way bigger than the one that I have, and it is a beauty. And when she gave it to me, she was having a problem with rot also, which this was how she gave it to me, like this. This was all rotted. And I thought, there's no way that this is going to be able to start. There's just no way that this ends. It's just rot. So I did a little bit of research, and yes, it is possible. So I'm trying it with this one. It is possible to still save this one. I cut off all the rot, and I checked it. There was still a little bit of rot in there, just a tiny little dot. And so I cut a little bit further, and I got all of the brown out of there. So now it's a clean cut. I cut this maybe 2 days ago, so it's starting to callous. There's no brown in there. That's not brown, that's just like a vein or something. So I'm gonna let this callus for a week or 2, and then I'm going to put it in the water, just like how I'm doing these ones. And I think there's a good chance that I will get roots. All right, so one more thing that I want to add about when I use these little trays, these pot trays, I like to keep them moist. These don't have any drainage soil and they evaporate pretty quickly. So every few days, I just get a little bit of water and sprinkle it on there and keep everything moist. And I'm also keeping these in the shade under the patio, which is where I'm going to keep this also. So no direct light. It can be bright light or shaded area, and that should work fine. And this little guy, he's not ready to go out in the sun either, so I'm going to put him in the shade as well till he's doing just fine.